Well, good morning. Why am I randomly posting a video up, you might ask? I'm basically trying out my new camera. It's a little kind of GoPro type thing, and I've also got a head mount for it, so I'm trying out the point of view video, and I thought I'd film something of what I do, which is fixing up broken things. Let's take a look. Here it is. It's an old Honda ride-on lawnmower. I don't know how old this is. I would say this is possibly 1980s, because look at this. When did you last see a lawn tractor with a metal bonnet? Now, I've always liked Honda stuff, and this seems particularly well made because it's got kind of half a car engine in it. Basically, it's a 4-stroke with a cooling system and a radiator. It's like some kind of shield there, like a removable grass shield there. So yeah, I think this deserves to run again, and let's see if I can get it out. This thing looks heavy. I mean, I actually got to lift in with it, and the chap that I got it from helped me lift it in, but yeah, I don't know how much luck I'll have getting this out of here, but there's only one way to find out. Now I've just got to make sure I'm not lifting something that's going to break. I think that's all right. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Ooh. Woo. She's down. She's down. Okay. Okay, well, literally the first thing I've noticed is there is no key. There is no key for this. Okay, we'll forget about that for a minute and just have a look at it and get a general idea of the condition. So, bonnet, I guess that pulls up. Yeah, it's just on a clip. Wow. That is beautiful. Look at that engineering. Actually, the oil filter looks really new on it. I'm guessing there's some kind of dipstick to check the oil somewhere. There it is. There it is. Dipstick. Let's have a look. See, it was a good idea to see if something has oil in it. There we go. That looks really good. There's loads in it and it's pretty clean. That's always a good sign. What else we got? What else we got? Okay, well, we'll see if there's coolant in it. There actually sounds like there is. Just literally squeezing that hose, you can hear a rattling noise, which is usually the little pin in the thermostat. There's like a little jiggle pin, I think they call it, which is there to I don't know, help get air out of the system, and it's handy because you can tell if there's water in the thermostat housing, and it sounds like there is. So let's just confirm that by taking this off. Lovely, we have coolant. Look at that. Just having a smell of it, because that can confirm whether it's got antifreeze in it, and it does smell like it has got antifreeze in it. So that's good. Look at this, isn't it cute? Tiny little fan. Well, that's interesting. Just doing that is turning the crankshaft, so that answers my next question. Does it turn over? Literally, I'm able to turn that over with my fingers. So that's nice. So this part here, I guess, is some kind of clutch. Maybe that's operated by this lever. Yeah, look at this. It's a mechanical clutch operated by this. That must be for the cutters. No, PTO. PTO, power takeoff, but that could be the blades. I should mention at this point, and I did notice this last night, there is no lawnmower deck to this. It's completely missing. So this is of no use whatsoever as a lawnmower. I've just noticed something's been eating the battery terminal here. Steering, it's a bit wobbly. It's actually the axle that's moving. What's amazing about this, have a look at this. This has got proper ball joints on the track rod ends with no movement in them. They've even got rubber covers on them. They're basically miniature car ones. I suspect that this might have ball bearings in the wheels as well, which you do not get on garden tractors normally. That one's got a cover on it. See, that's got a castellated nut with a split pin, which could mean they're taper roller bearings in there. And certainly there's no slack. I mean, if you grab a wheel of the average garden tractor and pull it like that, it'll wobble all over the place. I've got another proper ball joint here. Tiny bit of slack in that one, I'd say. Look at this, it's got rubber engine mountings. When did you ever see that on a garden tractor? Normally the engines are bolted straight to the frame, is why they vibrate so much. It really is a miniature car engine. You've got a starter that goes into the flywheel there. That's the other thing. Most garden tractors, the engine is horizontal. The crankshaft is this way. So you look on the top of it, and you'll see the flywheel or the grill, the fins, the cooling fins. And the crankshaft comes out the bottom like a rotary mower, and the belt comes off it. But this has front to back crankshaft like a car. So the belt must be designed to come down and then turn a corner, which is probably what these funny little pulleys are here. Amazing thing, isn't it? Amazing. It's amazing how differently they can make something. And that tilts up. Ah, the fuel gauge, that's pretty cool. I like it. What we got here? Let's have a smell. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, it smells like old paint. Ooh, that's stuck in my nose. Right, well, on the good side, there's virtually nothing in there. There's just a few teaspoons of petrol in there, or what? Oh gosh, what once was petrol. Interesting. Okay. I found a key that fits. Well, not very well, but enough. It's from a moped or something. Okay, so the next thing is get rid of this dead battery. Okay, I've had a look around. I can't find any small batteries, so I've had to resort to the jump leads. So let's put that on there and see if there's any signs of life. Okay, interesting. Okay, I can hear two things going on there. One is a beeper. I have no idea what that's for. I suppose we better put that in neutral. It's to see if the starter motor works. Ready? Nothing. Now, I wonder if that requires a brake on. Oh, that just needed a few goes to wake it up, I think. That's the relay. That's probably the starter relay there. The relay contacts are probably a bit dirty. Try again. Ready? Nothing. Nothing. So try a few more times. Well, that actually sounds very healthy, turning over. So it's got no petrol, but what we'll do is we'll take this pipe off, like so. That's our direct feed into the carburetor there for the air supply. So who needs petrol when you've got carb cleaner? I mean, this not only cleans carbs, it's very flammable, and you spray it in, it will show you if an engine has any signs of running. Move over, dog. So let's give that a go. There we go. So it started to fire, so we know that we've got ignition. So what you can do sometimes is, if you get the exact right amount of spray going, so you're basically being the carburetor, you can sometimes get things to run. So let's try that. That sounds amazing. Wow. Thank you, Honda. Unbelievable. So, just like that. Next stage will be put some petrol in it. Whilst I was hearing that buzzer going, I was also hearing a little ticking noise at the back, which sounded like a fuel pump running. It's actually, you can just hear it clicking now and again. There you go, one click there. There it was again. So the fact that that's actually slowed down in its frequency kind of indicates to me that there's a tiny bit of fuel in the line that's causing the pressure to go up, which is surprising. I wonder if it's worth pulling off a fuel line where it goes into the carburetor and seeing if there's any fuel coming out. So I think that might be this line here. Let's pull that off and see what happens. Well, precisely nothing. That could be something else. That could be a pipe for something else. It seems to go to some kind of device down here. I'm not sure quite what that is. Let's see if I can figure out what it is by looking at it. No, could be a overflow, some kind of fuel drain, overflowy thing. Well, that's weird because there's also a drain there. That's an overflow drainy thing. It's actually sometimes worth undoing these drain screws to see if there's any old fuel in there. That's too small, that screwdriver. I'd be surprised if that was the fuel supply line, because it's not got any clamps on it. Also, if that is the supply line, it's not the original, because I would be very surprised if Honda had used a clear line, because these things always go hard and then they can snap. So I would think they would have used rubber ones like this. But I'm gonna pull it off anyway, and or try to pull it off anyway. So need some pliers. Let's see if that will come off. It's coming. It's coming. There we go. We have fuel. Look at that. It's really, really bad smelling fuel, but you can hear the pump speeding up as well when I take my finger off it. Okay, so that's the supply line. I'm not crazy about it. I think that's something that would get changed if this gets put into use. For now, turn off. And I think the thing to do is to drain that into a, a jar or something. And see what we got. There we go. Well, there wasn't much in there. That's it. It's all bubbling now. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll put a bit of fresh fuel in the tank, slosh it around, rinse that through because my goodness that smells horrible, and I'll also drain the float bowl of what's in there because that's going to be more of this same stuff which it will not run on. So see you in a minute. Okay, let's undo this drain now. Drain what's out of in the float chamber out. There we go. Put a rag under there to try and catch some of it. That'll do. Right, let's turn the pump on. Hopefully the fresh fuel will start to come through and push through all the old fuel. Still a bit yellow looking. That's starting to smell better. Okay, let's put that back on to there. Put that one back on. I'm not sure what that is. Some kind of don't know. Okay, now I'm just going to run it again to get a bit of the fresh to come out of the float chamber. There it comes. Okay, close that back off. Right, I'm just going to pull this rag out. And set fire to it because I think it's actually better, believe it or not, to burn off old petrol than let it evaporate. Okay, so we need some more fresh fuel. Hopefully enough. Okay, pump back on. Hopefully we'll hear the sound of it change. Oh, we can see it coming through this line. Oh, look at that. Nice. Right, let's see if the carburetor's going to work. So, let's have some choke. Here we go. Try that again. Interesting, nothing happening. Well, there's a couple of things we can try here. It could have a blocked jet or something, we just don't know. We can try blocking off the airway to encourage it to suck neat fuel through, and might clear a blocked jet. So we can try that. Okay, so let's try it on some carburetor cleaner again and see if we can get it going on that. I don't hold up much hope. No, it relies completely on this. As soon as you stop spraying this, conks out. So we know the fuel's getting as far as the carb, and it's not getting any further than the carb. So there's a problem inside the carb. So carburetor apart is the next thing, and I suspect that means taking the carburetor off the machine to actually do that. I will just check in case there's a bolt in the middle of the float chamber at the bottom. There could be, actually. I don't know how accessible it is. I'm going to give that a go. If that fails, then it's a case of take the carburetor off. Right, I've taken the air pipe off the top there, so now we just need to undo this. This looks really easy to get off. There you go, that's Honda's, isn't it? They tend to make things quite easy to get into. It's like they had a feng shui person on the team. Okay, try not to split the gasket. Where do you want to separate? Come on, you can do it. Oh, tiny little break. She'll be alright. Okay. So, in theory, the carb will slide off. Oh, hello. Hello. Yeah. At some point I should be able to unhook that as well, but I'm not sure where. Try that. I'm going to have to bend it. It's alright, I can bend it back. Just remember where that goes. I'll leave it there. Okay, let's continue. There's a drain pipe at the bottom which is kind of getting caught up. I'm going to try just pulling it. Oh, we're off the studs. Now I'm going to take the drain pipe off. The float chamber is held on with one bolt in the middle, so let's undo that. There might be petrol coming out, so I've got to be ready for that. I'm actually going to hover over the fuel tank so I don't waste it. I'll try not to drop the bolt in. Okay, that's gone in there. Some of it went in there. That's good. Look at the dirt in there. You can actually see dirt on the bolt, so we know it's going to be dirty when we pull this off. Ooh. Delicious. And if you can see that. Okay. Well, I'm kind of using the petrol that's in there to dissolve the dirt. Do that. Get rid of it. That's clean already. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe it round with a tissue. So we move on to the jet. The jet will be up here. So flat blade screwdriver. Get it loosened. Find it out with a smaller screwdriver. It's not ideal. Nice that it's coming out though. Here we go, here it comes. There is our main jet, and I would imagine that's completely blocked up. Yeah, I can't see through that at all. I'll try blasting a bit of carb cleaner through it. Nope, that's plugged still. So what I like to do is get a piece of just a piece of ordinary electrical cable. Luckily my untidiness has its advantages sometimes. There's always something lying around you can use. So what we need is some cutters. Let's cut that back a bit and strip a bit off. Then you separate out one of the strands, and we want to push it that way because, yeah, oh, there, we're through. That's it, done it. Look at that, we are clear. Perfect. Now I'm just going to blow it through with air because I've got some. Might as well blow out the bowl just to get any croutons off, loony loose bits. Put that back on the rack. Okay, so put this jet back in. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just give this a blast of air. Might as well. Oh, careful that pin doesn't slide out. Alrighty, let's stick the jet back in like that. Screwdriver. Okay, that's seated. Just need to tighten it up with a better screwdriver, a flatter one, fatter, like that. Okay, then we put the bowl back on. Make sure that's the right way around. So that was facing that way. Might even have a lug. No, you can literally put this bowl on wherever you want it by the look of it. I think it was about there with that screw facing like that. I'm not going to put this bolt back in until I've cleaned that a bit. So I'm just going to rub it on the floor because it's quite a good way of cleaning stuff off. There we go, that's shinier. Just clean the threads out slightly with my fingernail because I haven't got a wire brush next to me. This bolt has a little O-ring on it as well, a little rubber O-ring of course. Hoping that's still okay. You tend to find that for some reason Japanese rubber components seem to just last better than rubbers used by other manufacturers. For example, I've noticed these tyres are made in Japan. They're still the original tyres from what, 35 years? You'd be lucky if tyres lasted 10 years on a modern garden tractor, just an ordinary one that you find. Right, give that a blow, and we'll bolt the bowl back on. Like that. Do it back up with the socket. 14mm. Something you might notice about old Japanese mechanical things, cars, etc. A lot of the old stuff, I don't know if it's still the case, but certainly the older stuff, you never get 13mm bolts on anything. It's always 12 or 14. This one's a 14, and I'm told that's due to superstition of 13 being unlucky. I don't know how true that is, could just be random. There we go, carburetor's back together. So I'm going to put it back on its studs, put that drain back on. Okay, what's stopping that now? Ah, that pipe was stuck. There we go. She's going. That's back on. Then there's this piece. Which goes like that. And then that piece. That bracket. And then the two nuts. Just wind these on. Do them evenly so you don't warp anything. Now these probably don't have to be particularly tight, so just nip them up. That should be okay. Then there's these pipes. Top one. I'm hoping I can still get this rod on with the carburetor in this position. Let's try it. I'm having to bend it more to get it in, but it's in now. I'll bend it back. Good as new, you wouldn't know. Okay, good. Fuel pipe, that's the supply line. That goes on there. That's a pipe there. I can tighten that up later. Then we've got this. This is the choke one. Again, I bent it to get it off. That's a nice little thing there. I guess that's perhaps so you can adjust the length of it. Having this little hoop in there. Pretty nice. Okay, if we turn the fuel on, here comes the fuel. You can see it coming in. All right. Put the cap on. The moment of truth has arrived. Will it actually, will it do anything? Okay, at the moment we've, okay, here I've got choke. It's working. Here we go. Well, that's doing something. It's only staying running when I have the choke on. So I'll try it a little bit more. It's definitely running out of fuel. I'm going to put my hand over the intake. I don't know if you can hear me. Sometimes it can help. That has helped. Amazing. Okay, it's going to want some fine adjustments here and there. Yeah, you can tell it's running slightly too weak, because if you put your hand over it and block the air, it momentarily runs better. See how it's wobbling around? Put your hand over it. It smooths out for a minute. You can do the same test with putting something flammable in it, like carburetor cleaner. Yeah. Now, I've spotted a little screw there, which might be for fine tuning this. So I'm going to wind this screw out a bit. Ah, look at that. Perfect. Spot on. That just gives the idle a bit more petrol. So that is sweet as a nut. Isn't that amazing? Listen to that. Let's go for another start. It was that simple. Unbelievable. So I'm going to put some air in the tyres and try and get hold of a battery from somewhere to put here, and then it's case of a test drive, really.